August 7th, 1944. 4 Panzer divisions, between 120 and 190 tanks, are driving west for the sea to cut off Patton's entire army. This rock is in their way. On it stand 700 Americans and 1 radio. 1 week earlier, the American front in Normandy broke open. Patton's Third Army is pouring through a single bottleneck, the coastal town of Avranches, 30 kilometers west of here. Cut that corridor and the breakout dies. So, how do you stop a Panzer army with 700 riflemen and a dying radio? This is Mortagne, and this is the rock above it. The maps call it Hill 314. The 2nd Battalion of the 120th Infantry climbed it only hours ago, taking over another division's shallow foxholes. No mines laid, no wire strung. Their colonel is down in the town. What the position lacks in defences, it pays back in sight. From the summit, observers can see 20 miles in every direction, every road that leads to Avranches. Among the 700 are 2 artillery lieutenants, Robert Weiss and Charles Bartz, whose radios can reach every gun in the corps. While the batteries last, 50 kilometers east, Operation Lüttich is massing. 4 battered panzer divisions gathered for one blow on Hitler's personal order, daringly and recklessly to the sea. That evening, ultra-decrypts flash a warning. It arrives hours before the blow, not days. And at midnight, the woods begin to move. midnight. No artillery preparation, only engines in the fog. SS Panzer Grenadiers of Das Reich flow out of the dark into Mortagne's streets, and by morning the town is theirs. The battalion's command post is overrun. Its colonel never reaches the hill. 700 men on the rock are now alone, and the tide simply flows around them. Panzer columns push west on both sides of the hill, north through Saint Barthélemy, south along the Saint-Hilaire road. The deepest column drives 10 kilometers before dawn. Avranches is only 20 more. But at the north edge of town, 4 towed anti-tank guns under Lieutenant Tom Springfield sit exactly where the last division dug them in. The lead SS column drives straight onto their sights and dies there. Before this week ends, the Abbé Blanche roadblock will wreck more than 40 vehicles. On the hill, Lieutenant Weiss switches on his radio. Below him, an entire SS Panzer division lies spread out like a map table. 7 battalions of artillery, ringed and pre-registered, answer his voice. When the first assault comes up the slopes, a wall of shellfire walks down to meet it. Past noon, the mist burns off, and the sky fills. Rocket-firing Typhoons and American Thunderbolts hammer the stalled columns all afternoon, and the great attack stalls for good. But the hill's own war is just beginning. No food is coming up, no water, no batteries. The next 5 days are why we still study Mortagne. On the 3rd day, an SS officer climbs the slope under a white flag. Surrender with honor, or be annihilated to the last man. Lieutenant Ralph Curley of Easy Company sends back an answer nobody wrote down. The next assault is met by every gun within 20 miles. The arithmetic turns cruel. Rations gone, the men strip orchards and dig root vegetables from a farmer's field. The wounded lie in rock crevices, without plasma, without morphine. And the radios are dying. Weiss goes silent between missions, cutting each call to seconds, bringing down fire by numbered code. On the 10th, 12 C-47s roar over at 300 feet. Half the bundles drift into German lines, and none carry what matters most: batteries and medicine. So the gunners empty smoke shells, pack the hollow steel with morphine, bandages and batteries, and fire the resupply into the perimeter. 1 shell at a time. It is just enough. The last watts keep the ring of fire standing. And far to the east, the map flips. Patton hooks north behind the entire German army in Normandy. The divisions around Hill 314 are ordered to save themselves. The men sent to take the rock are now streaming back past it, and Weiss's guns chase them all the way out. On the morning of August 12th, infantry of the 35th Division climb the hill. Of some 700 men, nearly 300 are dead, wounded or missing. 357 walk down unaided. Lieutenant Weiss's tally for the 6 days: 193 fire missions. Lüttich did not just fail. It had fed the entire attacking force deep into a sack, and within 10 days, the German army in Normandy died in the Falaise pocket. The official American history gives the verdict in one line: the hill was the key to the whole area. Every rifle company commander on the Rock received the Distinguished Service Cross. Recognition for Robert Weiss came 60 years late, and Hitler would gamble on one more massed attack in the West. 4 months later, in the snow, against another surrounded American force. That story is next.